So you begin to go through a number of long tunnels in the labyrinths, beginning to work your way through the various maze, everything being confusing and not much making sense. And you come up to, hopefully everyone should be pulled to here, a passageway that opens up into a wide open plaza. Paving stones from shoebox size to table size cover the plaza, except for a large stone platform in the center, which is this one here. And 4 circular areas of plain dirt, which are these circular areas here. Each of these 4 areas is occupied by a mysterious large object. There is an unearthly stillness in the air. At the far end of the plaza, an archway leads farther into the labyrinth.
What kind of area is there?
It's deadly still and quiet.
What are these items?
The items are... I have to roll them. This one here is a broken down merchant cart. This one here is a crater. At the bottom is a sword of metal plunged into the ground. Here is a large, well-stuffed sofa. And here is the shell of a bus-sized giant turtle.
Are any of them particularly shiny?
I mean, one of them's a metal sword.
That doesn't mean it's shiny. It could be dull or rusted.
I mean, it's definitely going to be the most shiny of all these things. I guess the shell could be a little shiny, but... I want to take a closer look at the shell of a giant turtle. If that works.
1 second. Let's read this thing. Okay, so you want to head towards the shell of the giant turtle. Could you please roll a d6 for me, Jim?
I'm going to jump on the sofa.
We have to wait for me to finish with Jim's one first.
I got a 3.
Did you do it on the actual game? Did you do it on roll?
Sorry. No, I didn't. I did it in Google.
Yeah.
I'll do it on the game.
Yeah. Otherwise you could just make up any number.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know what the outcome was.
38.
Really?
Oh,
Is that
it's a 6.
correct?
So as you begin to stomp
That
over
says rolling
towards...
6, not
Oh.
a d6. So
that's
it just
true.
says 6.
Right, so on the left-hand side, there's an image that looks like a D10.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go.
Cool. So as you begin to stomp over to the shell of the large turtle, you begin. Actually, I'm going to bring the tokens over. So as you begin to try and stomp over towards the bus, you see that all the paving stones that make up all this sort of area all begin to like flip up, and these small creatures that Latrine and probably Loma might realise are brick keepers. And as you begin to sort of stomp over, you can see that all these different bricks begin to like try and flip over and sort of try and push you back towards the entrance. But because you're so big and heavy set, you manage to at least get to this area here, which contains the sword. But now you are aware that all of this area here, all of the plaza, is covered in all these brick keeper stones, and trying to traverse across them is going to be a very difficult thing. But as you can see, these 4 areas being made of dirt patches, it is a little bit safer for you to try and, if you hop from dirt patch to dirt patch. So depends who wants to try and get where. And if you want to just try, if you've got anything clever you want to do in order to try and get from one area to the next.
Old lady.
What? My name's Chantel.
Chantel, could you throw me over to Big Fuzzy Man?
I don't know.
You can certainly try. That's just rolling a six-sided die, and if you want to try and throw the goblin,
There.
just waiting for it to show up. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
There we go.
Two. Right, so you grab the goblin's little arms and you attempt to toss her over to the large horned beast, and she lands just about here
Catch
in
me,
the
catch
middle
me,
of
catch
the
me.
thing.
Catch me.
Do you want to try and catch her, Mydle?
I mean, is she actually going to land anywhere near me? It doesn't look like
It might be a dangerous sort of catch, but you reckon you know you're big and long enough, you might be able to snatch her out of the air.
Sure, I'll give it a go.
All right. Remember, if very well. Just remember, if any of your traits you think would help, just always mention them, because I don't know what all your traits are. So if you say,
That's
"Oh,
right.
I should be good at this because I'm this thing," then let me know that. But no, it looks like Latrine is gonna hit the ground, but Mydle, with his long, lanky arms, manages to snatch the little goblin out of the air and pull her into the little safe space with the sword.
Thank you, big testicle.
No problem.
I love that Jim is just going with it that he's a testicle.
Well, he's just been called a testicle. He's not actually a testicle.
He said he was a ball.
I
said
might
roll.
rename myself
Roll.
to Gonad. I won't, but I might.
I want to try and scamper straight to the middle.
Okay. So you're just going to try and just dart across.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm quite small, so
I mean, so are some of these Brickkeeper panels. So roll a d6 if you try and dash across.
oh.
So you run out onto the paving stones, and immediately, almost like a wave of these flipping stones, like tumbling over, they push you back straight to the entryway.
Can I
And
try
they
again?
start breathing, like one of the little ones comes out and starts going,
That was not back.
as it pushes you away. 1 second.
Did you say your mum's a freaking aardvark?
So yeah, you're pushed back.
I feel like I'd try at least twice before giving up.
Okay. And this time you try and scamper forward, and your foot goes straight into one of the brickkeeper's houses, and he bites your toe, and you recoil back, and you nurse your sore little toe.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Chantel?
Right, well, being a famous ballet dancer from earlier in last century, I'm going to dance on my little tippy toes to get through to the sword bit.
Okay.
So
You're
I'm
going
going
to
to.
try and daintily dance across the.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
And that is
So-
the feature, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
So,
So
you
I
should
do
get special
do a
points.
D.
You just roll as normal.
Yeah.
I apply how hard it is.
Oh
depending on-
God.
So you lift yourself up onto your little tippy toes and begin to try and get onto the Brickkeeper's the little platform. But as soon as your foot sort of lands, you sort of you twist your ankle a little bit and sort of fall over onto your side, and they go and they just sort of shove you back to the entrance once again.
Shove 'em, Mum! Shove 'em!
Well, I do shove.
And
Charge.
I'm going to talk to the little guys and say, could you just please be so kind as to not hurt the little old lady?
just to let you know, as you're having this little discussion of trying to push your way through, you sort of look up and you notice that the dawn sun has began to rise a little bit, which means that an hour has passed with those 3 failures.
Oh God.
Great.
Did you hear what I said?
You're going to try and talk to them. Just to let you know, if you at any point you can always backtrack and then try and explore again. You don't have to force your way through each puzzle, but you can continue to try and get through this area, because you know that the top here is an exit to continue. Otherwise, you could always backtrack and try and search somewhere else. Right, so you're going to try and talk to the little brick keepers. You're just going to like knock on a stone.
Yes, I'll be like, hello, would you mind not being so mean to the little old lady? Could you just let us all go past? That would be lovely.
You see one of the paving stones lifts up, and a purple brick keeper with long ears sort of looks up and he goes. So roll a d6 to see if they listen to you.
Okay, I might also go.
Well, as you basically ask them to move out of the way, you see that some of the stones between the first two areas, just those first two, the area and where the sword is, they sort of like shimmy some of them out of the way, so you can see there's now a safe path, which means that both Chantel and Lady Garbage can get across here, but they only let you get through this bit here. There's nowhere else, so I'll just I'll freehand.
I wanna.
Part of this.
My Dell. Oh, I don't know your name yet, do I?
She's
Bull
psychic.
man. Big bull man. Excuse me. Hello. I'm gonna like tug on his fur. Can I ride on your shoulder, please?
You may.
Thank you. I'm gonna scamper up him and sit on his shoulder like a parrot.
Mr. Balls, could you try and throw me, actually? It would be quite entertaining if you could throw me all the way over there.
Actually, I'm gonna wrap myself around his neck like Minnie does.
Yeah, I'll attempt to throw her. Where did you want to? Where would you like to be thrown?
Well, the little tortoise house looks quite comfortable, but if you could try and throw me to the exit, that would be awesome.
We'll go with a shell.
Okay. So you pick up the goblin in your large hand and try and throw them over to the large shell.
Yeah.
Yeet.
My name
Not
is
so good.
Lady
Not so
Garbage,
good.
by the way, Mr. Giant Beast.
So he throws you out into the towards the shell, and you land with a thump in the middle of the bricks, and the brick keepers all go and they shove you back
I'm sorry. Oh dear.
to the place you started on.
That did not work out so well.
I could try talking to them again. I mean, they did listen to me the last time, but I don't know.
What's the center piece again?
It
Stone.
is a One second. It's a large stone platform in the center. So it's one big large stone.
Can I attempt to jump at it? One of my abilities is good at running and jumping.
Yep, you can.
I'm gonna hold on really tight.
If you're good at running and jumping, you can roll twice and take the highest.
Neat. Is that an option or do I just click? I'll just do it twice.
Yes, probably.
You just roll it twice.
That is not what I meant. I'll take the 5.
Right, so you rear up, and you leap with Lady Garbage on your back into the central platform. As soon as you land on the central platform, a huge brick keeper lifts the whole stone and just shunts it in one hefty motion, and it flips you through sheer bloody luck straight to the exit platform.
Yes!
Victory!
What are we gonna do? Oh, Mr. Brickkeeper! Mr. Brickkeeper!
Which you just try to talk to a random brick keeper to try to let you get
the
through
big
again.
one. The big one.
Fell on the head.
You see the huge stone sort of lift up, and this massive creature who's probably bigger than Mydal sort of go.
I'm sorry, I really don't understand, but could you ferry me and my fair lady across to the other side with the other two? It would be really nice.
That'll be another a d6.
It's gonna be awful.
Watch, I get a 1.
He just goes and then it slams his brick back down.
How rude!
Well, Chantel's going to take over now because she's had enough of you messing around, and she's going to sing a beautiful song that all those brick keeper peoples are going to be just absolutely enthralled by her, that they just have to stop and listen, and she's going to take all the other creaturey peoples and things with her very, very quietly, tiptoeing through as she dances through, singing away.
Okay, if you want to
So,
roll two...
Latrine, get ready to follow.
Yeah. So if you want to roll the d6 twice, Anne, and take the highest.
I'll take the 4.
Yeah. So you begin to sort of sing. You see some of the stones sort of move as some of the brick keepers begin to listen. You don't manage to get a path all the way to the end, but you can see
with
that
a musket fight.
you find that there is a path now that you can get from there to there. So not all the way to the end, but you do manage to.
I was
I will
really
follow.
expecting country roads.
No, it had to be something.
Did you
like
take
that.
the sword with you?
Nope, you left it there.
I don't think we can pull that out. I'm not strong. Can I hide in the giant turtle shell?
I mean, it is the size of a bus.
Oh yeah. Is there anything interesting inside the giant turtle?
Oh, we could put it on its back and sort of scoot across in it.
Let's
I
have a
don't
look.
think I could lift it. It's the size of a bus. I
But
mean,
I'm very strong.
You're an old lady.
Shells are very light.
Inside of the shell, you find a pair of gloves that have claws on them. A pair of claw gloves.
I'm gonna have those. Okay, I've got clawed gloves.
And
Mhm.
that's what's in there.
Okay, look what I found. I'll put them on and I'll do like cat motions.
We're gonna snuggle bread into the dirt.
No, I'll just like go
In the air.
yeah.
So what would you like to do?
I think I'm going to be really weird and scuffle around on all fours around the floor until I get to the exit.
So you're just gonna try and make a run for it.
On all fours, like a
Okay.
weird twisted animal.
Okay, roll a d6.
It doesn't work.
No. As you dash out into the middle of the brick keepers on all fours, like a bit of a weirdo, your new clawed gloves make a little tick, 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 tick sound on all the stones, and the brick keepers sort of and they shove you into the middle
Come on, guys.
middle bit, and then the large brick keeper sort of goes,
Well, if you were nice
And-
before and took us to the other, we wouldn't be bothering you. So just take us to the end.
and shunts you onto the sofa.
Oh, I'll sit down on the sofa in a sulk. Actually,
There
can I
we go.
take all the cushions off the sofa and make myself some sort of like sofa
Bath.
armor?
Sofa armor.
Yeah, and then roll around on the floor until I get to the exit.
So you're gonna try and basically make stepping stones out of couch cushions.
Yeah, why not?
I'll allow it. So you toss some sofa cushions onto the stonework, and you try and dash over. So that'd be another d6. As you flop down on the sofa, just you realise these old sofa cushions are a bit heavier than you expect, and it lands with a little boomf. And once again, they sort of, all the little brick keepers ride you, like they basically surf a wave of stones into the central platform once again. Let's see where that's going to end you up. And he goes "Bah, bah," and shoots you right back to the sofa space once again.
Well, if he was nice enough to take me to the exit, he wouldn't have had to deal with me all the time.
And the sun rises a little more in the distance.
Oh,
Oh
my
god. Dawn of the final day.
Well, you two could still try and help where you are now. I don't know what you want to try and do, but
I don't know how.
Well, I still say that we turn the turtle, the shell thing upside down, and we'll just sort of spin across.
Your
What's
own
with my
mum.
sofa? Can I put the sofa? Can I just drag the sofa, like push it to make
you
a
can
bridge?
try and push the sofa across the brick keepers.
Okay. We'll
That'll
try
be
and do that.
And you can do the same with the turtle shell, Anne, if you want to roll a dice as well.
Yeah. There, I've got a 5.
Chantal manages to push the turtle shell over onto the brick keepers, and they don't seem to be animated enough to sort of try and move the turtle shell, so that's still there. The sofa, as you manage to push that out, you see that the brick keepers are sort of like moving a bit, and you can see the sofa sort of like rocking a bit, so you're not sure how safe running across that sofa would be, but you feel like trying to dash across the turtle shell should be a bit safer. So if you both want to roll another d6 to try and dash across your new bridges.
Can I do that with my endurance and bravery? Because also I'm stupid, so.
Well, yeah,
I've
sure.
got a 5.
Oh, whoops. Should I try again?
Roll them separately, one after the other. Yep, you both managed to make a mad dash, and as soon as you managed to get to that the last bit of the plaza, you noticed that both the things that were put out into the middle of the platforms are shoved right back to the dirt spaces either side, and you are all at the plaza entrance.
We have 11 hours left.
And